Okay, welcome people to the first ever Laboo the Bear and the Goji Berries video recipe. Now, it's nearly Easter, okay? And I know a lot of you conscientious, health-minded parents out there who have been diligently avoiding sugar, diligently avoiding sweets and chocolates of any kind, feeding your children goji berries and other healthful delights have now come across this dilemma and thought to yourselves, what am I to do? What am I to do? What am I to do about my children? Are they going to be left out of this joyful event? Are they going to be denied the magic of the Easter that we've all grown up with and loved? Well, of course not. We would never let that happen. We have the answer for you here today. The answer is white chocolate raw Easter eggs, which we're going to make for you right now. So I'm going to take you over now to my better half, Ellie.
Hello.
Now Ellie is now mid-process. So what are you doing now? You've done...
We have melted in here, really on a super low heat so that it's still technically raw.
Yes.
100 grams of cacao butter and like 1 very heaped tablespoon of raw coconut oil.
Okay.
I'm going to add some honey, not too much. I'm using set honey.
Why set honey?
Yeah, I don't usually use it. But as we're making white chocolate, it has a white chocolatey colour and it will help firm it up. Rather than the dark jungle stuff I usually get, or the wildflower honey. So I'm just going to melt this.
Okay.
Which may take a moment.
So is this like how all white chocolate's made? That just with a cook? Oh, good.
What, regular white chocolate
Yeah.
or raw white chocolate?
Well, I don't know. I always wondered.
This is how you make raw white chocolate.
This is how we make white chocolate.
Regular white chocolate will obviously have a load of sugar and milk powder and things like that, which this is not going to have.
Stuff.
So this is going to be nice and healthy.
So what else is going to go in this super treat?
Basically, with white chocolate, we're not having any of the cocoa or the cacao powder. So instead of that, I'm adding a bunch of other powders, mainly fruit powders, which are naturally really sweet and really yummy. And I'm using a mixture of 2 different ones in this recipe. So I'll show you those. And we're nearly there, there's just a couple of them. So there is the coconut oil, cacao butter and the honey.
Right. Ooh. Next to the mold. Looks fantastic. Let's zoom in. Wow.
So then for the powders that I'm going to use, so this one is yacon root powder.
Cool.
Yacon root is it's very sweet, but it's the kind of sugars that are in this we don't really digest, so it doesn't spike your sugar, they kind of pass right through. And it's prebiotic as well, so it feeds the good bacteria in your tummy. I'm going to use 3 heaped tablespoons of that.
Of yacon powder.
The yacon. And I'm probably going to put maybe 2 of lucuma or lucuma. I still can't work out which way it's said.
Doesn't matter.
It depends, I think. This is slightly darker colour, which is and it's quite a distinctive taste. It's very fruity. So I want to use, actually I'm going to use like 1.5 tablespoons of the lucuma.
Okay. It's not an exact science though.
It's really not.
So it doesn't, if you've just run out of your yacon powder, you've gone, oh no.
You could use just one or the other, or you could use a mix, and it doesn't matter really the ratios. It's completely up to you.
That's
I'm
good.
just going to crunch some of these lumps out so we don't get a lumpy, grainy texture to the chocolate.
Right.
And that won't be so pleasant.
That would not.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is totally optional.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it to make it healthful and yummy. And this is yummy probiotic, so I can't get the spoon out.
You can do it.
Big trouble now.
I believe in you.
Not happening. I may have to get a teaspoon. These are probiotics. These are a children's blend probiotics. You can just use like acidophilus or something.
Right.
And literally, they don't want to make it in the chocolate.
I think they do.
Get a smaller teaspoon. Because it's not heated, they will stay.
They'll survive in the thing because you've not heated it above.
So mixed with the yacon, which is a prebiotic, this is like the perfect food for your digestion, right?
Outstanding, yeah.
And probably in total that's about 4 grams. What do you think? 4 grams.
About 4 grams.
Tiny amount, not a lot. 4 grams.
But with the high spec probiotic, that's a fair few.
top blend one, and it's with the prebiotic too. Okay, give that a good mix. And then the last ingredient, there's not two, this is vanilla.
Yes.
This is not vanilla extract like you normally get in alcohol.
Right.
This is medicine flower made this. It's amazing. I've not seen it anywhere else. It's a cold extracted vanilla. It smells yum. It's really, really good. If you could smell this, you'd want to eat it all.
Oh, no smell-o-vision.
No smell-o-vision. Literally, I'm going to put maybe 6 drops in.
6, eh?
Yeah. Should I put 7 in?
Go on.
8, no. 7 drops. You could use like a vanilla stevia too, although it would be much, much sweeter. And you've already got the honey and you've already got the fruit powders. So
right, so kind of play with it to make sure it's not too...
So I might use a whisk. If I can find my little whisk. That'll do.
Yeah.
So try and keep this as smooth.
I like how we planned this very carefully.
Really carefully.
Set all the instruments out ready. So you're just pouring that in
just
gradually.
Pour this in.
Not that gradually.
It looks like butterscotch colour.
It
gets
does,
a bit
doesn't
lighter when it will get cooler, but it's
Oh, right,
going to
okay.
be as light as white chocolate.
It's not going to be nice and white. So I should have called it kind of not white chocolate.
The thing is, right, obviously this is not exact, but I think we probably need another heaped tablespoon of the yacon. Just looking at the consistency of that, because if it's too oily, it's going to be a sloppy mess. If it's too firm, it's going to be gritty.
I see. So you want it to have what texture would you compare it to in the kind of normal world for reference? Like a batter or what?
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
So kind of like a loose batter.
Oh, that looks a really good texture. There's just a few too many lumps. I'm just going to try and squish them with the back of the spoon. Anyway, this is not precise and it doesn't really have to be. Play with it. You could flavour it at this point with the other things. You could put goji berries in, you could put mulberries in, you could put, well, whatever you want. Powders, fruit powders to make swirl patterns. You could sprinkle them on once they're in the moulds. There's loads you could do with this to make it more fun. You could add nuts. Nuts would be really nice, like pistachio. You could stick one in the centre. If I had pistachios, I'd do that. Definitely.
I'm glad we planned ahead. made the chocolate eggs we wanted.
Well, you know, there's still how many more days till Easter?
There's plenty of time.
We can experiment, and that would be cool. It smells good. It smells like toffee.
No, it does smell amazing, actually.
Okay, what do you reckon? Can you see that well?
Yeah, it looks good. You can see the consistency quite well.
So then here comes the easy bit, not. Just have to pour it in our moulds. It's a bit messy. We're using little Easter egg shapes here.
Yes,
but,
outstanding.
you can make little bars of chocolate. That would be fun.
Whatever you like, basically. Any mould you want. The chocolate will mould to it.
That's it. We're going to set these in the fridge for like a couple of hours max.
Okay.
You could put them in the freezer and they'll be ready in like 10-15 minutes probably.
Okay.
But I like to set them in the fridge just to make sure they don't go grainy and that they keep
they cool down more consistently.
Just put them on a board to transfer them or I'm going to make a mess.
Okay.
So that's it.
So that's it. That's
They go in the fridge. And then we'll come back later and show you how great they look.
Fantastic. Alright, so welcome back. And there we have them, ready, fresh from the fridge. 6 Easter eggs.
Not quite as many as we had made, obviously.
We might have made 8 or 10, or I don't remember how many we made, but we've taste tested a few. But the kids loved it.
Yeah.
Friends loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. We all loved it. It was great.
They're very fudgy.
Yeah, they're fudgy,
nice.
aren't they? They're
Very
really,
nice.
really lovely. So, outstanding stuff. So there you go, a healthy snack this Easter. Anyway, so that's enough from us. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.